Well, welcome to the last episode of the behind the scenes of the episode that you never saw, if that makes any sense. And in this layout was the gasworks, and also just another set of railways which led off to some sheds and some sidings. Whenever I could, I had multi-tracks beside each other because that would assist me when there were two characters talking to each other. By the time I got around to making this layout, I'd become fairly proficient at putting down the kitty litter, which is my fake gravel. Quite often I'd get an engine and push it through to see if the wheels weren't getting clogged up. And one big lesson I learned was I locked all this clay kitty litter down with a wash of PVA glue. This stopped the kitty litter from drifting around, and it also locked down all the dust and oxide that I used as a colouring agent. I knew from all my other sets when doing these little videos that if you get the tracks done right, it'll save a bunch of time when you're moving the trains around. And it was at this point where I started to electrify all the little lights and just get my camera down and see what sort of angles I could pull on this set. It was an important set as it involved so much of the story, because all the steam trains were now running on gas. And once I get my cardboard buildings in there and the trains and the backdrop, it all starts to come together. And what's funny is if you look over this set, you'll just see the same recurring buildings that you see in all the other sets that have been in Mad Bomber. The only new real thing here was the gasworks. I suppose people who do real model railways get really into this scenery stuff, and they probably look at some of my processes and think they're a little bit awkward, but I can tell you something about my processes, they were dirt cheap. And in this set there was a jet flyover, so I dragged out my old camera tracking system and I hooked up a few fine wires, and the jet was up and flying above this set. Wow, when I look at all this, it's just really sad I never pulled all this together. And I think by now you're starting to see I use the same old tricks over and over and over. And in this set I would also use all these Fat Controllers. I explained how that small custom one was made in the previous episode, and the larger Fat Controller is the ERTL Fat Controller, and my crude attempt at giving them expressions. Well, this winds up the behind the scenes look of the episode that was never made, but this project became a very hot potato and it was better off just dumping it. As always, thanks for your time, and bye for now.